Hello, hello, and welcome to my live. This is Ashley Casper. I go live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday here on my public profiles. Excuse me. To share something that I think is of value, that I think can be valuable to others. I'm going to put that phone away. I've yet to fix the settings on my new phone to where it doesn't distract me. I used to be pretty good at that, but I haven't done that yet. If you are watching live, please comment and let me know where you are tuning in from, and I can see your comments and share live. Miss Janine is watching and says, hey, 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 Janine, it's good to see you. So today we are talking about preparing for uncertain times, your path to financial resilience. This is a topic that is extremely personal to me today. I struggled with whether or not I wanted to go live just because I'm still pretty mad and frustrated about some of what I'm going to share with you today. But, sometimes the things that anger us and frustrate us can fuel us to fight harder for what it is that we want. Janine is tuning in from Sweet Georgia. Sweet Georgia. All right. So, I feel like I've lived a lot of my life in uncertain times. I've heard uncertain times from my grandparents, from my uncles, and my mom. I've heard that a lot my entire life. My grandparents were one of the ones that had an entire wall of toilet paper in preparation for Y2K. And so I've always known that we live in uncertain times. I don't think that there really is certain times. I think uncertain times applies to us in all situations because life is full of changes. And so just to go ahead and put it out there, we woke up today and we're down to a lot less income than what we had prior to this month. And part of that is because my husband is a veteran and our government is very uncertain at times. And they like to cut off that pay or take it away without any kind of a communication explanation. They don't have to explain why. If we failed to do something from our end, and we're going to be held accountable, but for them, they don't have to speak for what they do. And so my husband's income was sliced in half this month. And I've worked really hard to build income online to support us, and I was lucky enough to be able to quit my job in August, and I've been doing this full time since then, and I've had a blast doing it. And unfortunately, because of this hiccup, there may be a chance that I need to go back to work. And so that's really a big reason of why this topic is really important to me and really close to my heart right now, because I know we're not alone. I'm sure there are other people, other families out there that depended on that income much more than we did, and it's sliced in half. I'm really grateful that we have done a lot of the things that I'm going to share with you today that have allowed us to get into this space that I don't have to decide to go back to work tomorrow. I can give this some time and kind of see how things are going to play out. I'm really grateful for that. There was one point in my life where, something like this would have thrown me into an absolute tizzy. And I'd be lying if I said I'm not a little worried. I am, because my income, while amazing and I love it so much, it's not enough to replace half of what my husband was bringing in. It's something that I'm working on every day to build up and to increase. And so I'm kind of getting off topic here and rambling, but anyway, I'm just gonna jump right in. So, uncertain times. What would you do tomorrow if you woke up finding out the news that I found out? of a paycheck that you were expecting was cut in half or didn't show up? What would you do in that situation? And the best thing that we can do in that situation is to prepare ahead of time. Because if you're trying to figure out what you're going to do in the midst of that kind of chaos, it might get a little ugly. There's ways out. I've been there. I've done that. I have had to, figure things out at the last minute, and I wasn't prepared. But I'm really, really grateful that we were prepared to a certain extent. Again, I may have to go back to work. That's not the end of the world. Getting a job, while we don't like JOBs, if I've got to do that, I've got to do that. And I'm grateful for that chance. But, so preparing, this was one of the reasons why I was worried about going live today, because I am a little scattered. I'm going to go to the comments and maybe I'll get back on track. So Janine said, no, COVID shutdown. Yeah, shutdown proved that exactly. And that's okay. We do what we have to do for our family. You are exactly right. If I have to go back to work to, keep the roof over our head, I'm okay with that. And I'm going to keep working at what I'm doing too. It's not going to go away. But the first thing that you can do is, live within your means to prepare for something like this. Live within your means. We've worked really, really hard since we moved into this house. We moved from a 2-bedroom trailer, a family of 6, into a 5-bedroom, 4-bath home. I forget sometimes we have 4 baths. It's kind of a dream come true sometimes. But making a big change like that, we had to reduce our cost of living. We didn't have to. We chose to, because we did not want to get into a situation like this and be caught off guard. So definitely living within your means is so, so important. We get caught up with new technologies. A perfect example is I just got a new phone, and I'm kind of wishing that I didn't, because my old iPhone 8 was still working. It wasn't working the greatest, but it was working. And I took the risk and made the decision to get a new phone just last week. And, we can do without some of those things. Sometimes we have to make small sacrifices in order to live within our means. So that's the first thing we can do to prepare for uncertain times. The second thing is paying off debt. I don't really know what there is to say about paying off debt other than pay it off. We don't want the debt. It goes hand in hand with living within your means. You can absolutely do it at the same time of learning to live within your means and then using some of the extra that you're saving to pay off your debt. But paying off your debt is step number 2 for preparing for the uncertain times, because the last thing you want is bill collectors ringing your phones off the hook in the midst of a uncertain time. And the third is going to be starting to build your home-based business. I couldn't be more grateful for what I have built. While it's not enough to replace what was just taken from us, it can be. It has that potential to be. And the one reason why I'm making this video today is because I can't tell you how many times it's crossed my mind today. I wish I had started sooner. Because maybe by now, if I had started sooner, our income would have been able to handle this without even thinking twice about it. That would have been amazing. Like, could you imagine that feeling of facing something like one of your checks being just taken from you like that and just being like, oh, okay, I've got this over here. Like, how good would that feel? And so that's what I'm working towards, and that's what I think we all need to be working towards, because whether, my husband's a veteran, and if that can be taken away from him, they're not going to hold back from taking anything else. So That's what I had for today. That's the best I got. I am so sorry if I was scattered. It's been one of those days, but this is definitely a topic that is so, so important. It is the reason that I do what I do because I don't want other people to be faced with this kind of fear that can come from losing an income. And it's so important. I heard something today that said one source of income is bad for your wealth. Like sugar's bad for our health and all this other stuff. One source of income is bad for our health because we can't control them. No matter how much we try, we can't control what happens tomorrow. We have no say in it in a lot of cases. We can work towards it. But multiple streams is definitely where it's at. And so if you are interested in learning more about the way that I have been building a home-based business, you can check it out by visiting my website at workwithamc.com/residual. Behind this link is a video from the founder, Paul Hutchings, who's also a really close friend of mine, business partner. Love working with him. And he shares about what he's created, and his passion and his heart is very much in line with some of what I'm sharing here today. He's had a much different experience in the home-based business world, and he has created this opportunity to change the way home-based business is. There have been many times, even in home-based business, incomes can be snatched away. I shared last week that one of my income sources was not performing the way that it was before. And it wasn't because of my lack of effort. It wasn't because anything that I had done had changed. It was because things within the company weren't working as they were supposed to. And they built this residual income opportunity to change that, to be the change. So I want to invite you to check that out if that is something that you are interested in. And I look forward to working with you. Ultimately, I started this month out with the goal of helping more people. And I told myself, if you want to help more people, you've got to be available more. And so I set a schedule for myself this month to really make myself available. And even when the people aren't there, I'm available to, build my own skills so that I can better support those that are wanting more help. So this is just fueling me to do that more. And I'm excited to see where we go from here. It's uncertain, it's unpredictable, but I'm going to continue to keep a positive attitude about all of this because I know that I've got the drive within me to continue. I know that the drive is in my husband to continue. We're not giving up. We're going to keep pushing forward, and just want to help others to be able to do that same thing. So that is what I had for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys have a fantastic Monday. I will actually also be live tomorrow, not here on my normal page, but I will be live inside my Facebook group, sharing about how you can write content whenever you feel like you're not good with words. So if that is something that you're interested in, just drop a comment of writing, and I will get the link to you for how you can join that Facebook group. So I'm going to close out. Have an awesome day. Until then, bye for now.